Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. My name is Charlotte. Thank you for joining me on my YouTube channel. Did it just get darker? Is that just me? I don't know. But let's just, sure. Sorry if this video gets dark. It's like sundowning right now and I don't like to waste electricity, so you get what you get. Not too long ago, I got a comment on one of my videos. I think that was about composting, and you guys wanted to know what my personal experiences with composting have been like. So I thought I would go into a little bit more depth of what I do and how I do it and how composting can be possible for pretty much anyone, because everyone that can needs to participate in it. To begin, I'll give you some backstory. I've been composting for as long as I can remember. Therefore, it was never a big challenge for me to build a compost or build the habit of composting. I grew up with enough privilege, I guess you would call it, to already have a family composting and who took care of it already without me needing to do anything. Secondly, I want to mention that composting can look very different in various situations. For example, many people who live in apartments have a little bit more difficulty with composting because they can't just dump stuff into their backyard because they don't own the land. But I think it's cool to remember that food will break down as long as it's exposed to a few elements like air, oxygen, nitrogen, I think, like water, it can break down on a number of things. So I feel like therefore, as long as you have air, you can compost, and most of us have air, for at least right now. But like I was saying, sometimes people in apartments can just find it a little bit more challenging to compost successfully, and often what people do, or what I've seen people who live in apartments do, is take their compost, freeze it, and then bring it to a composting facility. Or maybe they're lucky enough to have composting curbside where they live. I think one of the best things that we need to be doing, most effective ways to make composting more accessible and make it a more possible process for more people, is to be working with our town and city representatives. That's either to get access to your local composting facility or just get one in general and have them pick up your compost to make things more convenient for the doers, or to find a place that is near you that you can bring your compost to. But again, I don't do these things because I'm fortunate enough to be able to do composting in my own backyard. For the most part, composting is a pretty simple process for me and my family. We keep a medium-sized Tupperware container thing in our sink and empty it very regularly, probably daily, if not more, to avoid the smell of rotting food and getting any insects in the house. But to be honest, we also often keep it covered, and therefore I don't really notice much of a smell. And if you're composting correctly, there shouldn't be much smell, either in the compost or in the broken down dirt. And during the warmer months in the summer, it's pretty convenient to just take the food, the peels, the scraps, whatever, and chuck them into the backyard because they will break down. That way we can avoid getting any fruit flies in the house. But then during the rest of the year, we collect the compost inside in a bin, and then we dump it into a larger bin outside in our backyard right below our deck. And then once that bin fills over time, the organic waste breaks down in it. Usually that larger bin fills up probably twice a year. We compost a lot and it's a very large bin, but we empty it into the woods and we take any of the compost that has fully broken down, which because it was at the bottom is usually now at the top, and we take that for our garden. What hasn't broken down yet, we let sit outside and break down until it has. So that's actually just about it, and that's how we compost. However, before I go, I want to explain one more thing, which is part of my zero waste pet routine. That includes me composting my cat's poop. So we first of all buy compostable litter, which works really well, kind of like buying a compostable pet poop bag if you like walk a dog or something. And this way we can assure that we're not doing any harm while composting. And then I like to keep that compost in a separate bucket than the other one. They're right next to each other, but they stay separate so that we don't have to accidentally eat my cat's poop if it's like grown in a garden. It's kind of, they suggest not using poop as garden fertilizer, at least for a really long time, And we also, either way, usually let the cat poop compost sit for over a year before touching it. That way it can break down and become a little less toxic. I want to let you know this is not fully fact-checked or researched. That's just what we do and it works. At least much better than sending poop to a landfill. And that's how we compost. So I hope this has given you a little bit more insight on what composting looks like for me. If you want to talk about what composting looks like for you, please comment down below in the comment section. And make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel and that the bell notifications are on so that you can be notified every time I upload a new video. If you enjoyed, please like and again subscribe and do whatever makes you happy, whatever floats your boat. And I hope I'll see you guys in the next one. For now, peace.